Hello, everyone, and welcome to Tabor Talk. So, oh my God, the summer's almost over already, right? We've got a little bit more, we're in the middle of August, basically, and then, September's always nice, but we never really get much of a summer here in the Catskills. So, but anyway, it goes fast. And anyway, getting right into this, Riley Gaines. Was on Bill Maher. I usually do a podcast after every one of Bill Maher's shows, Club Random. It's amazing how his podcast is growing. He has 434,000 subscribers. I was there for podcast number one, which is I think 2 years ago we started it, or a year and a half, something like that. And his first guest was William Shatner, and I'm a big Star Trek guy. I'm a Trekkie, and William Shatner, and I used to every week I'd tune in. He uploads his podcast on Sunday night, and I'd like, wow, Bill Maher's like Bill Maher's big. He's like an A-list guy. All his guests are basically A-list people, very, you know, happening big kind of stars. And for the longest time, Bill was hovering around. Actually, for the William Shatner, he was like under. I can understand first podcast, but even under 100,000. But for the longest time, 80, 90,000, 100,000 subscribers. I'm like, wow, Bill should, with all these amazing guests, Bill should be up more. But you see what I mean? It takes time. So he's yeah, almost at a 500,000, and I like it. He's got a good show. As I said before, um, uh, I'm basically the same with Bill Maher. Some of the things he's really strident about the anti-woke stuff, but as far as politics and all that, basically I'm almost 100%. Like he's got some kooky things about women, sort of. Some people on the left call him a misogynist. He's not. He's a nice guy. He's kind of a I could go on and on about Bill Maher. He's flawed, no question about it. Okay, so I am for sure like I always identify as a center left, though I have a lot of conservative values, right? But I have no problem with people calling me a progressive left Democrat, but with common sense, kind of like with like Bill Maher. So Riley Gaines, like I don't understand how this is such like it's just common sense, man. Like you're gonna allow men, people who are transitioning, playing women's sports. I do not get that at all. I don't understand that. Lia Thomas is 6'4", and she still has a penis too, by the way. So let me, before I get into this more, Bill asks Riley Gaines, it's kind of funny, did you ever see her cock? He's very silly. He's a comedian. It is weird. Bill's 67. She's 22. That's kind of weird talking to a young person like that. Did you ever see her cock? But anyway, let me just play a few minutes. I know people find it annoying when I just hold up my phone, but just for a minute, just so you see what I'm talking about, and then I'll talk a little bit afterwards.
The women, I would have thought they were in on the joke.
No, wait.
But they are the joke. The NCAA is the joke. Leah Thomas is the joke.
Okay, let's back up for the people who don't know who Lia Thomas is. I do, because I've read about her. She is the trans swimmer who beat you.
We tied.
Tied. I did
not get beat. I get called.
No, beat you in the locker room with her big cock.
There we go.
That's funny, though, right? That is funny.
How big is her cock?
That is
You've
funny.
seen her cock, right?
We all did.
What kind of a cock is it? Describe her cock.
Let's see.
That's like Howard. That's Howard Stern stuff.
Well, if I had to see it, you have to hear it. First of all, this is a 6'4" man, right?
Well, a trans woman.
A male.
Okay, this is what she would claim, and she does go through life as a woman, correct? Like
a woman with male parts.
Yeah, right. I know. I'm just trying to paint the portrait.
Okay, wait. I'll be frank here. I don't use she, her pronouns when referring to Thomas, and I call it a male. I think even using the term trans woman is giving Thomas some of our language as women. And I think trans woman is a subset of male. I do not believe trans women are women, and so I'm saying that up front on the record.
No, I'm basically on that page. I think, of course, a trans is a true phenomenon. There are some people who are, and I'm sure this is the wrong phrasing, but people know what I mean, born in the wrong body.
All right.
Right.
Let me leave it at that because I
they
know
really
it's I'll put the whole link in the comments section. I'm sure anyone can find it. So I agree with most of what she says, but I mean, not referring to the proper pronouns. That's where I kind of draw the line. Like, I think Bill made a point when there's a difference between degree and kind. Like, a woman, or a man who's transitioning to a woman, trans, female. That's a difference in kind. I know, just testosterone. This is a whole long conversation, but it's just obviously not fair. And like, why do you want to compete in that area? Let me make this other point. Because I've heard people on the left saying, "Oh, it's really kind of fair. It's not. It's so much of an advantage and all that." That's just crap. I mean, she's 6'4", right? She's 6'4". Like, think about, let's say, fighting, MMA. There's a reason they have weight classes, right? The difference is another thing. Degrees in difference in kind. Like, same sex male, right? But there are weight classes. By the way, in the beginning in '93, no weight classes, right? With the Gracies and going out like 7 foot, 400-pound guys. But eventually, when the fighters became more skilled and well-rounded, obviously a heavyweight is always going to be a lightweight. Let me give you an example how upsetting this is. I'm like a casual MMA guy. I've been doing it my whole life, but I'm certainly not a professional. And I'm 6'2", 205 pounds. A guy like, say, Mighty Mouse, who's considered pound for pound the greatest, UFC mixed martial artist, I could probably beat in a fight Mighty Mouse simply because I'm big. Like, I got like 80 pounds on him. Mighty Mouse was fighting, what was it, flyweight, 128 pounds. And he's small. I mean, he still might be able to kick my ass, but probably not. Like, how fair is that? I hope the analogy works here. And it's even more so with trans females in sports. So, anyway, check out the podcasts. I really do agree with Riley Gaines here, and she gets into this uncomfortable situations about showering. I mean, the guy still has a woman. Let me be clear. Has a penis. Like, that's nuts, man. Like, what is going on here, right? So there's where I say, like, people on the left and the right, the extreme left, the extreme right. Now listen, I'm not talking about respect, protect everybody. We're human beings. We're all human beings, right? I hate the right who's hateful and all this, but on this one, the right is right, okay? Well, let me just go on a little bit more. I'll end it with Bill asking her, Riley, about his penis.
Who feel and want to be
Wait.
the sex they were not born. I get that, and those people should be protected and respected.
That's what I said.
That is my position as a one-issue candidate running for governor. No, protected and respected. But I also agree with you that it is a different category. It is not the same thing as women, and you hear women all the time, and not just conservative women, who say, I am being erased.
Right.
And what I do and the way I have walked through life is different enough. There's there's difference in degree.
You get the point. I don't know where where it is. Anyway, so and I don't want to go over 10 minutes. If people see a 10-minute video, they tend not to watch it. I don't know what it is. The algorithm. People have low attention spans. All that. And I'll say it here. I never say this, but like and subscribe. I never ever do that. Every other channel does. Like and subscribe. Like and subscribe. I'm almost at 1,000. Wow. Good friends, good books, and a sleepy conscience. Peace, love, and understanding here on Taper Talk.